Hi, I'm Armond Budish. Today we're talking about how regionalism can save us money. To explain, let's take an everyday example. If you and several friends were considering living arrangements and wanted to save a little money, you might share an apartment instead of getting 4 separate apartments. You could live with one central living room, one shared kitchen, and shared utilities. It makes sense. You get most of the comforts at much less cost. Now let's apply the same shared benefits concept to cities in Cuyahoga County. Here we have 59 independent communities. 59! Most with their own fire departments, police departments, garbage pickup services, and snow removal services. Funding these can be very expensive and wasteful. For example, 2 neighboring cities may each have fire departments located just a few streets apart, with fire engines and ambulances costing hundreds of thousands of dollars. And cities might have duplicative accountants, planners, recreation personnel, and budget directors. Is there a solution to this costly system? Just like the friends who share an apartment to save money, cities have often considered combining personnel and services. That's called regionalism, and it makes sense, especially during these tight financial times. And yes, some areas have done very well with regionalism. For example, Minneapolis-St. Paul or Nashville. Closer to home, Columbus is not much larger than us, yet it has used its water system to attract or coerce neighboring areas to join the city to make use of its water system. But generally, regionalism has been a very tough sell to local government, especially with independent incorporated cities like we have up here. It's not hard to figure out why. Many people who believe in good, efficient government tend to support regionalism, in theory, for other people, but not when it comes to their own backyard. Despite the complaints, people like their own government and don't want others to make decisions for them. Attempts to regionalism local governments in this area have failed. Here's a recent example. To put it politely, East Cleveland has been struggling financially for years. A few years ago, the city of Cleveland considered taking them in. Instead of leaping at the opportunity, East Cleveland came back with terms which were entirely unreasonable, like keeping intact the entire East Cleveland City Council along with their salaries. These unacceptable terms ended the discussions. The state legislature is now considering legislation designed to provide a financial incentive to communities to combine. Now, while that's a noble cause and worthwhile effort, a legislature might be in for an unneighborly surprise. They could discover that it's a whole lot easier to negotiate renting one apartment for several folks, even if they're from different political backgrounds, using the same key concept than to open the door to city mergers. Our experience up here with regionalism has not worked too well.